Hey guys, Mr. Stevens back again with another video. This video is going to be going over a little bit of your cladogram analysis handout that you guys need to do to go along with our cladistics presentation. So I'm going to go over the first part with you, and I'm going to help you fill out that table there so that we all have the same data and everything is correct. So first, let's go through these opening statements here. Again, I'm going to be reading off my desktop computer, so I'm going to be looking up right now. What is a cladogram? It is a diagram that depicts evolutionary relationships among groups. It is based on phylogeny, which is the study of evolutionary relationships. Sometimes a cladogram is called a phylogenetic tree, though technically there are minor differences between the two. In the past, biologists would group organisms based solely on their physical appearance. Today, with the advances in genetics and biochemistry, biologists can look more closely at individuals to discover their pattern of evolution and group them accordingly. This strategy is called evolutionary classification. Cladistics is a form of analysis that looks at features of organisms that are considered innovations, or newer features that serve some kind of purpose. Think about what the word innovation means in regular language. These characteristics appear later in organisms, but not earlier ones, and are called derived characters. So now we come to our table. And it says, fill out the following character matrix, mark an X if the organism has the trait. So what it's telling you to do is you're looking at all these 5 critters here, and if they have one of these traits, you're going to put an X there. So this is the data that we're going to use to build our cladogram in that box right there. So what I did is I went, and since I can't really show you guys my screen, still learning, I made the table here on this handy little whiteboard. So we're going to work on filling it out together. So let's start on that first column there, cells. So let's look at worms. Worms have cells, so let's put an X right there for worms. You can kind of notice something similar here. All of these insects, they all have cells. So let's go ahead and just fill out this whole column with X's. So your first column should look like this. You see it? Everything's going to have an X in it. So let's move on to the next one. Legs. A little bit different. Worms. Worms don't have legs. Spiders. Yeah, spiders got 8 legs. So we put an X there. Carpenter ant. Carpenter ants have 6 legs. Put an X there. Houseflies also have 6 legs. Dragonflies also have 6 legs. So we've got 2 X's for housefly and 1 for dragonfly. So let's go to the next category. Antenna. Worms don't have antenna either. Spiders also don't have antenna. Carpenter ants have antennas. That's how they help communicate and follow the chemical trails to get where they need to go. Houseflies, they have antenna. And dragonflies, they also have antenna. So wings, let's look at wings. Worms don't have wings. Spiders, thankfully, don't have wings. Carpenter ants don't have wings. Some species of ants do have wings, but not carpenter ants. Houseflies, of course, that's how they fly. Dragonflies also have wings, that's how they fly. Now for that last column, 2 sets of wings. Well, if we look at all these other things, if they don't have 1 set of wings, they're probably not going to have 2 either. So we can go ahead and skip down to the carpenter and skip down to the houseflies. Houseflies only have 1 set of wings, but dragonflies have 2 sets of wings. So dragonflies have every single one of these traits that we're looking for in our cladogram here. So at the end of it, your table should look like this. So if we look back and review this, everything has cells, so all the column under cells has got an X in it. We go to legs, everything but worms have legs. So worms are blank, and spiders, carpenter ants, houseflies, and dragonflies all have legs. We go to antenna, and worms and spiders don't have antenna. If we go to wings, worms, spiders, and carpenter ants don't have wings. Then we go to 2 sets of wings. The only thing with 2 sets of wings is the dragonfly. So now that we have our table filled in, the next directions is for you guys to create your cladogram based on your table we just filled out. So if you need an example of what a cladogram looks like, there are 2 different examples in this handout, and then we also have the slideshow that we went over, and you can look there if you need a refresher on what they look like. But other than that, I think you guys are good to go. If you want to, this worksheet is also digital. It's in a Microsoft Word docx format. So if you want to, you can actually fill in all the information you need to on this worksheet, including drawing your cladogram. If you're not sure how to do that, I'll go ahead and tell you. If you go up to Insert on your Microsoft Word and you click on the little down arrow under Shapes, it'll bring down this big drop down bar with all these different things on it. You go to the second category that's called Lines, and on the far right there's that one little squiggly line. So click on the squiggly line and your mouse cursor will turn into a plus sign. So what you're able to do now is you can go into this big box and you can start drawing whatever shape you want to. But for this worksheet, we're drawing a cladogram. So if the lines aren't perfectly straight, that's okay. But you know what it needs to look like, right? Because you've got an example right here and another one on the 3rd page. And then we've got our presentation. So if you need help, it's right there. If you have any questions on the worksheet, you can email me or you can email Ms. Cunningham, and the presentation for the slideshow will be up there as well to look at. So there are 11 questions in total. Make sure you read the bolded and underlined things, because it wants to know how do you know that that answer is correct. So don't just write the answer, you got to prove it. That's part of science. So good luck. I know you guys can do this. Like I said, if you need help, just send me an email. So I will see you guys in the next video.